Hey everybody, I want to wheeze them here just about midnight, right before Sunday. It's Saturday night, May 17th, 2014. This is my unboxed Pop Thorn, the one that I've used in story mode, everything like that, played with, used to get all the money. He was fully maxed out cash-wise, which shockingly was only like 65, 535 if I remember correctly. But he's who I always use for the money trick. Just came in, I bought him all his base upgrades. If you recall the previous video, we did the Tough and Puffed path. Reason for that, if I just had one Pop Thorn, I would take Controlled Breather. My logic for that, at least, without knowing anything, I would. My logic for that, I just kind of prefer that attack over the tough, the puffed stuff. I prefer the popped stuff. He's got the increased speed. It's not a huge number, but he fires it off ridiculously quick and at will, which the way I play the game, that just works better. So as long as Controlled Breather doesn't disappoint terribly, I'll probably stand by my initial assumption. But Tough and Puffed we took in the previous upgrade session, so now we're going to do Controlled Breather. New air blasts and bouncing attacks will toss enemies all around. So let's go ahead and select that. Do like the warning here, again, he is a Newlander, not a Series 2 or 3 that you can reset. Keep that in mind, otherwise you will regret it, particularly if he's like level 19 with a crud ton of quests done. First purchased upgrade, I'm excited about this one down our Controlled Breather path, is Arrow Trampoline. While puffed, that's going to be, your primary attack, fluffy, slow, and flying thing. Hold X to charge a powerful slam attack. Release to bounce multiple times, damaging all enemies in the way. Now that thing was doing 55 to 83 anyway. Roller Puff on Tough and Puffed added like a 30 to 45 roll on that. This one seems more interesting. Price is $10.88. In addition to being tired, I'm apparently locking down. I'm gonna try to get through this video. If I can't talk later, I'll just play the X-Bone version while these videos edit or something. Let's see here. We can go ahead and pick this up. Price $14.08. Bear in mind, all my prices are with the 18 wing sapphires. Not that it would matter. This guy could upgrade like 5 times and still have cash left over. Deep Breath is what this one is called. Price $14.08. While puffed, again, that's going to be his fluffy, flying slow state. Press A to shoot 3 air blasts instead of 1. So that was hitting fairly hard anyway. I'm kind of wondering if that's going to nerf them down, divide by 3, if they'll all hit hard. Kind of unknown right now. Let's go ahead and pick it up. It's interesting that these so far have hit on his puffed state as opposed to his popped state. Last one, provided I can talk, is called Scattered Winds. This is really kind of the main draw to me. I'm really interested in Arrow Trampoline, but Scattered Winds to me, it's kind of what I see myself using Pop Thorn the most with. While popped, which is again his on the ground super fast state, particularly once we have that soul gem, while popped, air beams now shoot multiple projectiles that spread. I don't know if that means there's going to be like a fan out effect or what exactly, but as long as I can do that with the same, I'm holding down the A button, until what I wanted is accomplished, I'll be just fine. So we're going to pick that up for $19.20. Now pay attention to how he looks right there. I kept him in the popped state for you, but the soul gem, we're going to go ahead and pick it up while popped, which is what he looks like now, 4 legs on the ground, super fast. Speed is increased, and it turns this guy into a little speed demon. I haven't really heard people talk about this, but he is significantly fast whenever you play as him and he's popped. On the flip side of that, when he's puffed, I know a lot of people probably prefer puffed over popped, but when he is puffed, he has increased armor. Sadly, they don't give a solid number anywhere that I can find, but I can tell you the speed is noticeable, so I assume the armor is proportionate to that. Regardless, even if it's just +2, that's significant, so we'll be content there. $25.60 is the price. We'll go ahead and pick that up. Now, look at him now. It kind of gave him a metallic luster, or kind of like a glowing aura, if you will. I really like that look for him. I think he looks better when he's actually popped like that, I mean, that's when he really starts to shine, literally, in my opinion. That said, arrow trampoline. While puffed, which that's what we are right now, press our tertiary button to do the powerful slam, and then release to bounce multiple times. So I'm going to go ahead and press X, so he can charge that sucker up now, and so he slams 3 times. So let's kind of get some numbers here. There's our good old-fashioned, so you can still, if you just press X real quick, it'll be the 55 to 83 just like you're used to. However, if you charge it, 60, so is that a critical or not? So, issue now is if it's 42, 42, and then 60. 42x3 is going to be 126 divided by 2 would be 63. So I think, let me go ahead and get to my spreadsheet if I can find it. Arrow trampoline is going to be charge, and then 42 to 63, I think, is going to be, essentially, if we had critical, you would see 63, 63, and then on the 60, I think that final one just ends with a 60, and so if that was to be critical, it would be 90, so I'm going to go ahead and pin in 60 to 90. So let's see, charge 42 to 63. How can I do this? Trying to think of the best way to word this. 3 pounds, I guess. I mean, hopefully people know what I mean by pounds in this case. Then it's going to be 1 and 2 are equal to 42 to 63. 3 is equal to 69. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do that. Hopefully it makes sense to everyone. Anyway, deep breath. This is going to be interesting. While puffed, which is again what you see here flying around, it really looks good. I mean, that Soul Gem did some nice things for him aesthetically, in my opinion. But while puffed, press your attack 2 button, which in the Wii U is going to be A, to shoot 3 blasts instead of 1. Now this was doing what? Let me try to find that. 17. Okay, so it's going to be the same 25 to 38, but it's got 3 of them, and they look really cool. They almost have like a rainbow organ look to them. So that's really neat, and as you can see, it's getting, I think, all 3 dummies. Let's try it. Yes. So, deep breath is going to be 3 clouds, 25 to 38 each, with great range. Now, last thing we have is Scattered Winds. He's down in the ground. He's super fast because of that Soul Gem. Again, it's a shame here on the gamepad it doesn't, like right now, speed would be plus 17 to 60, we could theoretically imagine, and then if I switched over to puffed, speed would drop back to 43, armor would shoot up to whatever it is. That's not the case, but it would be cool if it was. Anyway, that's a really neat attack there, the deep breath. But what we want to do now is look at Scattered Winds. Of course, if you recall, we were doing box stock 9 to 14 on this stuff, so should be interesting now what we're going to be doing. 14 to 21, which, you know, you should be accustomed to that. However, look at the range there, it's got the 3 on it, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of a like a W effect or a trident or something along those lines. You get the idea. I mean, as I press it slowly, you can kind of pick up on it, and you can hold it down just like you used to. The only difference is instead of doing 9 singularly, you're doing it triple the fun, so 27 at a time. Pretty cool. So 9 to 14 is going to stay the same. Rapid, and then 9 to 14, 3 shots at once. So I think that should make sense. And then again, the Soul Gem, basically puffed, fluffy, whatever you want to call it. We've got armor, popped, down on the ground on 4 legs. He's got speed, so kind of, I guess, the best of both worlds. But again, really, I don't like him so much here. He almost looks like a really heavy vampire if you see his face. I do like him, you know, in that look. It's just, I think when he's puffed, that's when you can like fully appreciate the color change from the Soul Gem. He looks really, really good, as is right now. But that said, I mean, we're pretty well covered everything here. He's doing some crazy numbers. And bear in mind, like when we first pop, he'll go ahead and he will do the 14 to 21, but then after the time has passed, he'll just default back to the 14. There for you. But this is a tough one. Let's see here. Let me play with arrow trampoline again. So, charge it. Yeah, I'm pretty content with this. I think, again, for me, just getting the upgrades, I guess, on like deep breath whenever we pop, and then which essentially that's what it is. You go from puff to pop and shoot out the 3 clouds, 25 to 38, and then scattered winds, taking the 9 and fanning it out, you know, adding 1 on each side of it, flanking the initial blast. I think that, to me, coupled with what's pretty dadgum cool in Arrow Trampoline, I still feel like for my playstyle this is the better path. For most people, I would probably say go ahead and go Tough and Puffed, just because you're basically going to prickly body, you're going to attack enemies automatically that have attacked you. I think similarly people would probably rather have the roll attack within the pound, as opposed to, you know, the charge pound thing that I kind of prefer. But don't think you can go wrong with either path. But again, for beginners and probably the vast majority of you, I'd say Tough and Puffed. If you're kind of more akin to the way I play the game, where you value speed and just like quick successive hits as opposed to one giant number type situation, I think Controlled Breather is nice. Plus with Scattered Winds, when you have the quick successive hits multiplied by 3 now, you still have Arrow Trampoline that can kind of come in and be your hard hitting attack, so it balances out nicely in my opinion. Plus you get the benefit of every time that you are puffed and you go out to your pop state, you've got Deep Breath coming into play, so I think it works out quite well. It is what I personally prefer. That said though, this is Pop Thorn fully upgraded. We've seen both of his paths. Again, just like Scratch, you can't really pick a bad one. Personally, again, Controlled Breather is the path for me, but take that link at the top of the video description box. It will take you to a post dedicated solely to Pop Thorn. You'll see 3 videos: the base upgrades, Tough and Puffed path, this one of course for Controlled Breather, and then you'll see my handy dandy spreadsheet there, complete with the damage numbers to help you make a quick decision in terms of which upgrade path is best for you and your playstyle. That said, as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. That'll keep you up with all the latest. Next time I crank out one of these upgrade videos, you'll be the first to know. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you back here next time.